Welcome to Season 4, Episode 9 of COMMCast. I'm your host, Caden Flessner. COMMCast is a production of the Longwood University Communication Studies Department and the COM 434 COM Lab class. This show is dedicated to highlighting Longwood and Farmville communities. On today's episode, we'll be learning more about Farmville's local food pantry faces and talk about their work in our area. Let's get started. Joining us on set today are Joanna and Paul Baker, the co-presidents of the Faces Leadership Board. Thank you for joining us on COMMCast. For those who don't know, what is the Faces Food Pantry and how does it help our community?
Well, it's what it says. Essentially, Faces is our local food pantry. Prince Edward is fortunate that we do have a larger food pantry that serves the entire area. And so we serve quite a number of people. There's a very high poverty level in this area. And we do serve every week, unlike some food pantries that only serve or distribute food once a month or twice a month. Faces does distribute food every week in several different methods we could talk about, but that's what we do. We distribute food.
When did you first learn about Faces and made you decide to join the board?
Well, Faces was started in 1981, and we moved to Farmville in 1983 and learned about Faces not terribly long afterwards and got involved in it as just volunteers some through the years. In terms of joining the board, I retired 5 years ago, and when I did, I told my wife that I didn't want to be on any boards and I didn't want to be in charge of anything. I just wanted to volunteer. So she joined the board and not long after twisted my arm.
That's pretty much true. Yeah.
What made you decide to join the board, Joanna?
Well, we lived in Lynchburg prior to moving back to Farmville, and there I was involved with a school backpack program at Heritage High School. And so I was talking to someone who was on the Faces board, who was actually the president at the time we came back. I was just volunteering at Faces, and talked to him about the school backpack program. And within a couple of months, he came back to me and asked me if I would be willing to join the board and lead the school backpack program at Faces. And so that's how I got connected at that level.
What is the backpack program, though?
What is it?
Yeah.
Again, referring to the poverty level in this area, there are quite a number of families who are food insecure. The backpack program serves children in Prince Edward County Elementary School and Middle School who might not have enough food at home over the weekend. Their families are that food insecure that they may not have. These are children who, get breakfast and lunch at school. And so maybe over the weekend they need a little more food. The guidance counselor and teachers identify the children. We don't know who they are at all. They just give us numbers. This week right now we're at about 85 backpacks between the two schools, which is a pretty high number. And we pack, we have different folks who come in every week. We pack a bag of kid-friendly foods, healthy foods to the best of our ability, both for meals and snacks. And they're taken to the school and they're sent home with the kids on buses.
Where would you say Faces needs the most outreach, or perhaps where do you need the most help?
Well, Faces serves all of Prince Edward, parts of Cumberland, and Charlotte counties. And with the exception of a part-time warehouse manager, it is a totally volunteer organization. And so we are always in need of volunteers. We have store pickups on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Thursday. And we always need help with those things. On Fridays, we also deliver food to a number of low-income housing units where the older residents or disabled residents can no longer drive. And so we serve about 150 of those individuals, and so we need drivers for those. The time when we probably need the most help is on Saturday morning, which is when we do our distributions. And we always need between 15 and 30 individuals that morning to come in, help pack the bags, take them out to the cars, load them in, direct traffic, help with registration and those sorts of things.
For people that don't know about it, how would they be able to volunteer?
Well, they could go to our website, facesfoodpantry.com, and there's a volunteer page, and on that page there is a link to volunteer at either of our sites. We have 2 sites. The largest site is here in Farmville, next to the YMCA, but we also have a site on County Line Road between Prince Edward and Charlotte counties in Abilene, and there are slots that you can volunteer to help on Thursdays or Saturdays at both those places and sign up.
Looking to the future, what are some FACE's long-term goals?
Well, the thing that we are leaning into right now that we're sort of proud of and excited about is the National Healthy Pantry Initiative. It really speaks to us in this area because, once again, the poverty level, so many of our neighbors, we try not to say clients, we say neighbors, so many of our neighbors don't have the funds that they need to be able to buy the healthiest food in stores. Unfortunately, everybody knows by now the cheapest food is also the least healthy. And there are high instances in this region of conditions, medical conditions that are exacerbated or even caused by poor quality of food, such as heart disease and diabetes and hypertension, those kinds of things. So we've joined the Healthy Pantry movement, which is a part of Feeding America through Feed More, our partner food bank, working toward getting higher quality, more nutritious food for our neighbors, helping them through food to combat the medical conditions that many of them have. We're also working through this program on helping them become better educated about how to help themselves, helping them find ways to be more physically active, okay? And also to find other resources in the community that they might need. So that's sort of our star program right now,
nice.
The Healthy Pantry Initiative. We're trying to get as much information out about that as we can.
That sounds nice. Right. Thank you very much for helping us learn more about FACES, all that you do. Let's take a quick break and we'll be back with COMMCast Trivia. It's time for everyone's favorite segment, COMMCast Trivia. Today I'll be asking you some questions about FACES and also about Farmville. You ready?
We'll see.
Question 1. According to the 2023 FACES poster on the FACES website, how many local households did FACES serve?
Last year we served 1,100 households, which is 348 more than we served the year before.
Let's see if that's right.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
okay.
Yeah, right. For question 2, according to the FACES website data, what is the percentage of people living below the poverty line in Prince Edward County?
23.6.
Last year it was 23%.
Let's see if that's right. Yeah, that's right. Question 3. Name 2 ways people out there watching can help or get involved.
Oh, they can volunteer with FACES, come out and physically help us, or they can support FACES through monetary donations or food donations.
Move, donate, and volunteer. That's all what we have for trivia today. And for our time together, we want to thank you for being our guest on COMMCast.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us.
We appreciate it.
Once more, thank you to Paul and Joanna Baker of FACES Board for joining us today. That officially marks the end of another season of COMMCast. On behalf of everyone working behind the scenes, we want to thank you for watching COMMCast. COMMCast will return for the fall semester. We will see you soon.